Nick here from TechNuovo and welcome back to the channel. You may have watched my last Alienware video a couple of weeks back where I spoke about them teasing this new x17 gaming laptop and it being their thinnest ever 17-inch notebook with this super duper high-end performance. Where they've sent over more details, the embargo has lifted, and I can share a lot more info with you now. The first thing to discuss, they are offering up an x15 model too. So we've got the x17 and the x15. And if you haven't guessed already, they correlate with their display sizes. So we've got a 17.3 inch display on the x17 and a 15.6 inch display on the x15. Looking at the new images, I think they look great. Grills everywhere, which we knew would be a thing as they tease this new quad fan setup. You can also see the Alienware logo as the power button, which is a customizable RGB, but there is also a colored touchpad. I think that would be cool, or it could be a bit too much. Unsure if it's actually RGB or just colored at this moment in time. We'll have to wait and see. The keyboard will be RGB too. We've now got a look at the ports available too, with the power input on the left, headphone port on the right, which is for both models. The rest of the ports are to the rear and varies depending on which model you go for, but generally they include USB-C and A ports, Thunderbolt, micro SD card slot, HDMI out. Then the X17 has a couple more with a mini display port and Ethernet port as well. The big tease last time was this new quad fan super duper cooling system, and now they've provided some animations showing just how efficient this new cooling system will be. They now have a name for it. They're calling it Alienware Cryotech Cooling Technology, and that includes the patent pending quad fan design, helping shift air around and keeping things nice and cool. Plus that new Element 31 thermal interface material that delivers a 25% improvement over standard thermal paste. However, it looks like Element 31 is only available with RTX 3070 and 80 builds. I've got the spec sheets here with me, and there are a few similarities and differences other than just the display and model number. Both come with either an Intel i7 or i9 CPU, with the X17 getting a slightly higher i9 model. RAM 16 or 32 GB at 3200 MHz on both, with the X17 going up to 64 GB and 3466 MHz. Storage looks to be the same with both options, starting at 256 GB NVMe up to 2 TB, plus some dual driver options as well. As for GPUs, the NVIDIA RTX 30 series, 60, 70 or 80. However, these are tweaked or overclocked, with the X17 receiving the same chips, but with more power, boosted clock speeds, etc. There are three 15.6 inch variants, two 1080p with either 165 or 360 Hz, then a 1440p version as well with 240 Hz. As for the 17-inch model, two 1080p with 165 or 360 Hz, then a 1440p version, but this time only 120 Hz. They've both also got webcams, pretty decent batteries, and Wi-Fi capabilities. Obviously, we can't talk about performance, it's not out, and we don't have one here to benchmark, but I guess the last thing to talk about is pricing. Full configurations are available from the 15th of June, but maybe only in the US to start with the X15 starting at $1,999, with the X17 starting at $2,099. That's a pretty steep starting point for an i7 3060 build, and you're partly paying for the branding, but with the current market, it could be worth looking at. That is a wrap on this video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more news videos from us in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and all our future videos will pop up in your feed.